Well, hasn't it been some time? It has been quite a while since my last vlog. Not because I haven't been doing anything, but mainly because I've been on summer break. But I am here to do another progress report for Plunder. I've done a hell of a lot of stuff since we've last been here, so without further ado I better just let's boot up. Remember, everything that I've done is multiplayer friendly. The lobby has had zero attention, but we can start our run. And we get taken to the campsite, which is new and improved. Just got some lights, got the campfire, some particles. Made a tent. I think it doesn't look too bad. And then we've got our loot over here, which we can walk up to, and we get a little report here. Obviously this is the start of the exhibition, so we have nothing. We're poor hunters. Interestingly, my Y sorting isn't actually working for that. There is a map there, you can't quite see it. But we can approach the map and select where we want to go. I'm going to have different like teaser images for the different areas. Obviously at the moment this is it. This is all we got, but let us go there anyway. So we're going to begin Plunder. I do have a loading screen, but I've removed it temporarily. But here is the title screen. I quite like it. Nice little driving animation. Approaching the ancient jungle. I get dumped out of the car and it's time to go. That light there is just a test damager. So you'll see in the top left we've got health, which is this these 4 quadrants, and we've got how puffed I am. If I actually pause, let's go full screen. That'll be much better. Pause. Yeah. So you can see how much stamina you have just by that. Player also now has a little dive as well, which slows you down after a big jump. So you use it in whenever you feel like you want to. So as far as danger, I've got all the systems in place to damage and kill the player and turn into a ghost, but I haven't got anything dangerous yet. I think that's definitely what's coming next. But all the procedural generation is done and networked, so if I had another connected client, they would be seeing the exact same thing. They would be walking around the same dungeon. But yeah, we have some breakable pots here, as we know, and we can actually collect this loot as well. So that's getting tracked now per player. So if I had another player also collecting loot, the game would know who's collected what and the approximate value of everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to wander around and hopefully find ourselves what I came here for, which is obviously relics. We want to uncover special ancient relics of all different kinds for cloud and for money, and here we are. I've actually stumbled across the treasure room. This is the current treasure room. I might have a lot of different types. They're just prefabs, so I can build whatever I like. 5 chests just for demonstrations at the moment, but we can open this copper one and we might get something nice. Or we'll get nothing. That may be a bug with my awaitings. Yeah, here's a relic. So the relics are procedurally generated. There's a bunch of baseline sprites which I may as well just pull up. So I've been drawing a whole bunch of sprites. We can see that's the one we just got there. We've got central sprites, we've got stuff for the foreground that goes in front of it, so like trims or I don't know, capsules or baskets or cages or ribs. We've got background stuff, just again making it look interesting and detailed. Got a bunch of different kind of types of primary ones that I've enjoyed drawing. A lot of this is me practicing my drawing as much as anything else as well. But what the game does is it will slice together some sprites, it will come up with some naming, it will approximate ages, rarities and values based on the different roles. So some may be more common or rare. This is common, this is uncommon, but some may be very special. Oh, so this is a blue one, so this is rare. You can see the little tint there. That's a gold trimmed fire opal of stillness. So you know, the names can get a bit ridiculous, which I quite like. I like the absurdity. This looks like it's an ultra rare. This is a shattered capsuled florogem of stillness. Oh, we've got the same suffix. That's funny, of stillness. There's only going to be one relic per, and because there's so many options now, you can see where this is going with the type of collect 'em all style, but the amount of possible relics I think is already ascended very, very high based on the way things exponentially grow. But anyway, we can take this relic with us. Don't get killed. Oh, you see us, we take damage there. Jump in the Jeep, and now we're good to leave. And then we'll see my cool results screen. So I don't have like backgrounds and stuff, but I do have all the logic for tracking wealth and what you've collected in a run. So let's see how we did. That's my name. We survived. We got 185 with a gold. And here's the relic acquisition. So that's its name, it's approximately the age, the value, the rarity, and then it's going to reveal the sprites to us and how the makeup works. So that's quite cool. So then you get to take that with you, and we can see here the value of what I've attained has been added to my run. And we're good to go on our merry way. So that's the core game loop right there. Some things we haven't seen are modifiers or effects, so relics might come with special effects, not just value, which could give you powers like heightened senses, the ability to see further, for the camera to zoom out more, maybe you got more stamina, maybe you got more health, all the kind of modifiers you could expect. So I also expect to build synergies too, based on some of that. So yeah, quite a lot has been built. Lots of little things, like obviously the UIs, the way they interact, the way they pop up, the title screens. I've even built that font there, so that's my font. I think I've mentioned that already. A lot of this is a learning experience as well, like what's the most efficient way to manage all my sprites, or all my names, or all sorts of things like that. How do I get the dungeon to generate in a fairly reasonable layout? The dungeon is going to be where players are spending the most time, so it's exploration, but it's also survival. So obviously there's no danger, but you have to use your imagination. Put traps, put boulders rolling towards you through hallways, put darts spitting out from the sides of the walls, spears coming out of the ground, all sorts of stuff like that. And you've got enemies like mummies, skeletons. Who knows? Who knows what I might make? There's a dead end. Hopefully something a bit more interesting than that. I'm going to have a lot more life in the dungeon. I feel like there's a good amount already, just with what you can find. And I really like how this relic system is panning out. If we can move towards that again. Here's the treasure room. Let's just have a roll. Maybe we'll get a special one over here. Maybe those copper chests. There's something wrong with them. Oh, it's a legendary item. So I've built some particle effects. Again, I think I'll use shaders for this kind of thing. But this is a legendary. Oh, it's called the Dark Gem. You can see the description on the bottom left. So I'll take this with me, just because very, very nice find. And currently on this test map, the rates are all boosted, so I get the legendary items a bit more often. But the cool thing is, once you've collected these relics, the game's going to store data on the makeup. So you may collect a relic that no one else will ever collect ever again, depending on how many sprites there are in the game and what it gets named. But if you survive, you get to take this back to your museum, which was that kind of lobby area we saw. So here's us going away. General cache and the acquisition report. So that's just a forgotten the Dark Gem of accumulation, approximately 8,000 years old, which might make it more rare too with the age and the value. But yeah, ancient is my big boy rarity. Cool. So when we're done, we're going to cache out over here, and then take us back to our museum. And as you collect relics, they're going to appear in here. I don't know how yet. I need to give the museum some love, as you can see, but they will, and it will be cool. But we could start a new run again, and suddenly we're back with nothing. So that's basically all of Plunder for now. There's a special treat. I have acquired some sounds from a family member of mine, my sister. She sent me some sounds of her newborn daughter making noises, and we're going to turn them into the noises of an enemy. I'm thinking I'm going to call the enemy Scar, or something along the lines of Scarred. But here are the sounds. So it's quite unsettling, but it's just a baby. I can imagine hearing this. That's my sister laughing. But kind of hearing that while you're amongst the dark tunnels will be it'll be very fun. My favourite one's coming up. This one, oh not this one. This one here. Yeah, so that's gonna be good fun. Obviously haven't dealt with basically any sounds yet, but thinking about it, I've got a nice whoosh sound here that I'm going to alter a bit more. But those will come. I'm a musician as well, so eventually I'll need to do music. But all in all, I've made heaps and heaps of progresses. The game files have just exploded with mainly textures. Obviously we've got a lot of sprites now to kind of sort through. We've got swords, we've got skulls, we've got all sorts of things. You know, I've been doing a lot of doodling, which is fun. But I should continue to keep trying to get a proper game loop sorted, which I don't see being very far away. I just kind of need to get the last little bits in place, like cashing out to the museum, get some traps in there, get some enemies in there. But I'm such a tweaker. I love to fine tune things, which I have evidently been doing. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you are looking forward to playing a bit of Plunder when it's ready. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.